entering the fray. Our first club eliminated back on Matchday 6 2 weeks ago. Inter Milan. They're playing for pride here. As you can see, only 2 men arrived today. Unfortunately, El Matador not with the squad, so we will see double duty for one of these 2 players. And the first one up is Merriman. He's been in fine goal-scoring form, but it's his performances up the other end of the pitch that have, left a lot to be desired, to put it nicely. It's been a difficult season for him. He's found his shooting boots, but defensively it's been a bit of a struggle. Yeah,
goal-scoring has not been Merriman's issue. It's just been, again, as we've said, in terms of the results and the fashion that they've had, he's had at least 3 games that I can recount to memory of last-minute winners against him. So it kind of has skewed the numbers. I cast my mind back to Barcelona against Alex Alguacil, Arsenal against Roxa, and against Bayern Munich with Matchday. All of those games were last-minute goals that affected him. So you kind of can look at it and say, yes, he's been in goal-scoring form, but the points return isn't quite where it should be for that outlay of goals. Of course, looking at Arda as well, Arda has been just trying to get some type of momentum going, but it's been very difficult this season for Inter.
Difficult indeed for Inter. You said about Merriman's goals, 12 goals, but only a single point accrued for Inter Milan this season. On the other side, we will be seeing Zilo out first for AS Monaco. This is a Monaco side who currently within the top 6. They cannot afford to drop points here though, because that will just invite AC Milan to say, you know what, we fancy this. It leaves their fate within their own hands. So very important for both Zilo and AS Monaco to start out strong here. Potentially some early reps in for the young man Zilo, introduced halfway through the season for AS Monaco.
Absolutely. I think at this point, because of the place and where he was brought in, I think this season is a bit of a free hit for him in the sense of, just finding his feet and how mentality should be on match days. But of course, when you have, as Maccabeal and Cams, 2 of the probably I would say the most experienced players within this competition, almost breathing down your neck to say, come on, young one, let's get in and amongst it. It's certainly some pressure to be had. And of course, you look at the results that we have just seen, it just makes all of these games now even more important, and it just ratchets up that pressure just a little bit more on Monaco.
Well, you can see there the trophy. That was the trophy that AS Monaco were able to lift last season. They find themselves in a completely different equation here, fighting for their space in the knockout stages. If we were to see, just hypothetically, Wes, if we were to see Merriman on double duty here, we see him in game 1, so there's a 50-50 chance we'll see him in another game. Of course, that was always going to be the case with only 2 men fielded for Inter. He has 12 goals so far this season. If he gets 2 games to potentially prove himself and get more goals to that tally, he's 5th in the goal-scoring charts as things stand. We could see him within the top 3 at the end of the day.
Which would be an incredible stat if that does happen. Of course, there's so many different variables you have to factor in, whether he does get the second game, and more importantly, who his opponents would be at that point. Of course, it is one thing going up against Zilo. It's a very different thing going up against Cams. It's a very, very different thing going up against us, Maccabeal. And it will just be a case of how the mentality looks here, because again, and I'm not to cast dispersions on teams what's the word I'm looking for here, but their methods and their reasons for playing. The team that Inter would be helping out would be their neighbours AC Milan. And that's not me to say, they're just going to phone it in. I think personal pride will take over both Arda and for Merriman here. They will both want to put through a solid performance to say, hey, look, we had a rough season, we had a difficult time, but you know what, we're going to finish it on a strong point. And I don't necessarily think that this will be as convenient of a speed bump as AS Monaco may think this is.
No, you can see the head-to-head there. Young Zilo on the left-hand side. You have, I don't want to say the old head of Merriman, but certainly the more experienced player on the other side of the stage. Plenty of goals to his name thus far. Just taking a look at the league table, I think it would take about 6 or so points for AS Monaco out of this encounter for them to guarantee themselves in the knockout stages. So, if if you're Inter, as you say, do you go out with a bit of pride and help your nearest rivals in the same breath, or I don't know. I don't want to say the other option.
I like I say, for me personally, I think it's personal pride for these guys. I think looking at how Merriman and Arda have both performed throughout this season, yes, we can look to it and say that the points return isn't what it should have been, but the performances have been there. It's just I don't like using the word luck or unlucky, but there's been moments where things have not gone their way. As we mentioned, those last minute goals for Merriman. Arda, of course, it's his debut season, still getting used to the way things work within eFootball Championship Pro. There's a lot to wrap your head around if you're Inter.
That there is, and one of them, of course, is the team selection. We've spoken to Merriman, El Matador, Arda off air for the majority of the season, and they've constantly been saying we're not really sure how we want to play with this Inter lineup, and of course, playing for pride at this point, maybe a chance to try something new for any future seasons they may take part in. But for now, match 2, game 1 is about to kick off. Merriman for Inter against Zilo of AS Monaco. Monaco needs 6 points here out of a possible 9 to take it out of the hands of AC Milan later today. For now, though, it's Monaco attacking left to right, and Zilo in the ascendancy already. Inter and Merriman will come the other way, and it's one thing we've guaranteed from Merriman thus far in the season. We know he's able to score goals. He has yet to fail to score in this competition so far this season.
Yeah, it's never a boring game when Merriman is involved. There is always something, and there's always a talking point that comes out the back end of it, whether it's goals or chances that could have gone in, whether it's goals that he has scored. There's always something that is there. And of course, against Elo, again, a relative newcomer in terms of experience levels between these two. You would say that the advantage may sit with FC Inter at this point. But again, as we said, if these games were wrote by form books, we wouldn't have the game. We wouldn't play. Because you'd already know the result. That's why we still come out and play these games. Because, again, anything can happen, as we saw in match 1.
Well, a brief pause in play there. I believe Merriman was asking a referee to just turn his game sound up a little bit.
He's probably sick of listening to us.
You're not wrong. Boadu here for Zilo. Has Ben Yedder! 1 on the board for AS Monaco already. 6 in-game minutes it took. It's an early goal for Zilo. It could be the start of many more here in game 1.
Just think about that pause that went in and that slight tinker of settings in a console. We talk about these players, focus levels and making sure that they're in on the game. Something can really rattle you as simple as that, and within the next passage of play, it's a cutback and a goal.
Of course, that's one of the benefits we have of having you up here on the analyst desk, whereas previous pro yourself. People at home may be thinking, it's only a bit of volume, but it's so much more than that in terms of comfortability on that stage. If anything is off whatsoever, it can really disrupt you. 7 goals so far for a man that joined halfway through the season, back on Matchday 4. Not a bad return from Zilo whatsoever.
Certainly proved a valuable addition to this AS Monaco lineup.
Gagliardini to Mkhitaryan. Zilo on the overlap here to Boadu, and has Minamino here through as well, and it is 2! Absolutely clinical from Zilo and Minamino. Monaco 2, Inter 0.
That is a predator of, again, brilliance. Just finding the opportunity and pulling the trigger when you need to. And again, you're looking at the Minamino that they have at their disposal. It's one of the eFootball Championship Pro volume cards that have been in and around. They know the value of the cards that they have at their disposal. Again, you can see there, Cam's just saying, look, it's 0-0, calm down, it's okay, let's go. We've got this again. But again, a fantastic start for Zelo. Takes him up to 8 goals in the tournament, and he's not looking like he is done yet.
Yeah, not done yet. Buadu through here again. It's 15 minutes gone. And almost a third goal to the tally. Of course, our audience at home clearly well informed in terms of eFootball Championship Pro play. They've seen Monaco win the title before. 63% think they will win this game. Dzeko to Martinez! It is never a dull game when Merriman's involved. 3 goals in the opening 20 minutes. Monaco 2, Inter 1. And another one to the tally of Merriman this season.
Hold on to your hats, folks. We're in for a barn burner here. Again, first time opportunity, first time strike. Just take the opportunities when they are there. Don't dally. Don't try and do anything additional or extra. Just hit it as hard as you can. It's a very UK, it's a very British way of playing within gaming. Sometimes the best method is to just hit it. And he has done so there in the box. Lautaro Martinez, fantastic finish. And as we like to say, game on.
Goal number 13 for Merriman on the season so far. And you say playing for pride, that's one of the personal accolades that Merriman can play for. As we said, might be on double duty today with the absence of El Matador, but we'll wait and see if that happens. 13 goals. He's proven he can score them.
See there, looking to line up that high punt. Will give him the opportunity to just try and get that knockdown, but up against Dazassi, Barella is not going to win it.
Skriniar's able to cut out the ball to Ben Yedder. He's been crucial to AS Monaco's plans this season and seasons previous. Gersons to Edin Dzeko now. We're approaching half-time in about 10 or so in-game minutes, Wes, and I just get the little sense that there might be another goal in this half, and it could be very telling to the result at the end of the game.
Certainly, there's a lot of time left on the clock here. It's all going to be about delivery. It's all going to be about the precision of the game. How can you perform underneath the pressure? Again, Monaco know the job at hand. They know what they need.
Also a reminder to everyone at home, Monaco 6 points would guarantee them knockout football. Dzeko with the knockdown though for Inter. In Ben Yedder. Mkhitaryan back to Çalhanoğlu. Nice triangle in the midfield here from Inter, and that's a nice touch. Might just send the ball towards Dzeko. Martinez on the turn! And it's an Inter equaliser! Lautaro Martinez! And I just sensed, Wes, there was another goal to come in the first half. And it came to the team in blue, 2-2.
The viewers at this point, Harry, are going to think that you're pre-recorded because the amount of things that are calling out that are proving true here. Again, it's another second chance ball. If it's cleared away, you have to clear it convincingly. You can't just let it go to the edge of the box. As you see there, first time passing, doesn't give himself a chance to breathe. Martinez, Dzeko gets across the front of the keeper, a little bit of an obstructed view. But he finds the finish. 2-2 it is now.
Promise I'm not pre-recorded. The time is currently 2:46 here in Europe. Ben Yedder's giving chase to this one. Inter 2, Monaco 2. Just before the stroke of half-time. There is a corner still to be played in. Golovin, Marapan with the attempted knock-on. Skriniar clears, and still time added on here. Can Inter maybe get one final attack? The 48th minute has come and gone. Martinez, Mkhitaryan. Played back once too many to Barella, and the first half will finish Monaco 2, Inter 2.
Very positive start from Zilo. Just had the pressure ratcheted up on him by Merriman and FC Inter here. He had a lead in his grasp. Can he regain it?
Second half underway. That'll be the question on a lot of people's minds, chiefly AC Milan, waiting to find their fate before their game against Arsenal later on. Henrik Mkhitaryan. Marapan clears. That goal, by the way, pushes Merriman into the top 4 goal scorers league-wide. 14 goals for him so far in the season. As we said before, it's a really nice return, but it's really the defensive woes that he hasn't been able to figure out this season, which has led to difficulties and bumps in the road for Inter.
It's quite incredible the amount of goals for Merriman, just hasn't had the points to go along with it.
It was an inviting ball there, but it's been the same for Merriman for quite some time. I remember games on international duty for him at the Euros for Germany. Plenty of goals, but it was never a dull game with Merriman involved, but I'm sure he would have liked it to be a little bit more simple for the majority of the time. But let me tell you, he puts on a show at any game he is involved in. Ronaldo Zilo looking to chase that lead and regain it for AS Monaco. Minamino. Our audience at home still fairly unchanged. Inter now starting to creep back into the conversation. 47% for them.
Le nombre de spectateurs pour ce match, 71 898.
Mkhitaryan to Çalhanoğlu. Sarr steps in. Zilo forward now, Minamino dispossessed. Martinez to Mkhitaryan. Enrique, though, gathers the loose touch, and some mistakes starting to creep in now. Crossfield ball is executed to Minamino. Mkhitaryan. Çalhanoğlu. Martinez, Mkhitaryan. This is really good build-up from Merriman. Martinez still giving chase. 3 blue shirts to aim for. Waiting for his man to come back on side, and Dzeko just marked. Gagliardini can't find a correct pass either.
Good read from Merriman there, just defensively getting it back to his goalkeeper. You see there, he's super cancelling away from going up to contest these headers, instead trying to find the second ball instead. It's a bold strategy. It might just pay off.
Well, 15 in-game minutes to go now. There's confirmation. Goal number 14 on the season for Merriman, who, if this result were to stand, it would only be his 2nd point across 7 match days, which is really unbelievable when you see it in plain terms such as those.
I think it's eFootball Championship Pro's greatest paradox. You can have so many goals, but so little points to go with it. And it just goes to show you the calibre of the players he's up against, the teams he's been up against. And I can't say much more positive for him, because I think in some regards he has been unlucky at those vital moments.
And just rattling off the names he's had to play against: Roxa, Alex Alguacil, Mestre, Lotfi. This is about as difficult a fixture list as they come in this competition. Chance of redemption here, though, on match day 7. Incredible that he's that far up in the goal-scoring table with only a point to his name thus far. Zilo, though, wants to turn the conversation his way, but he's had real struggles in this second half getting anything going.
Since parity was restored, he's had real difficulty putting his game plan into action. Zilo. It's Martinez up to Dzeko.
Yeah, but Dzeko's still fighting, but I think Sarr did just enough. And a reminder, Monaco need 6 points to guarantee knockout football across these 3 games.
Deep in conversation is that Monaco contingent.
We see on the other side, Merriman just giving a slight stare over to the other side, like, come on guys, let's get this game going again.
Again, pauses can be a tactical tool, as we know from video games that we both frequent. Sometimes you can take a pause and take the sting out of an opponent's gameplay, and as a result, it just stops their momentum a little bit.
Well, not much time left on the clock here. Gagliardini. Gersens comes through. It's just a real mishmash of play at the moment. No one can really settle the ball down and get it to bend to their will. 90th minute.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
Knock on to Asllani on the far side. Kamara, though, has him beat for pace. Diatta now dispossessed, and there's still time for a final attack. Asllani has beat his man. 3 shirts to aim for. One of them is Cartallo. Correa's there as well. But the ball is cleared. The points are shared. Merriman 2, Zilo 2 in game 1. And what do you say about that one, Wes? It's one that doesn't really do either men any favours.
For me, that's 2 points dropped. Zelo had a 2-goal lead. He had the momentum in that first half. And again, as soon as that 2 goals happened, and as soon as Merriman started to find his way into the game, it was all FC Inter. So you would look at it from a Monaco point of view, they'll be disappointed with that. There's not much more you can really say. At this point, we don't really know how valuable or kind of worthless that point really is.
Right, in terms of Merriman's season, the plus side is he's doubled his points tally accrued so far, but like you said, that doesn't do Inter any favours. They've been mathematically out of the equation from the end of the final match day, or rather the previous match day, 2 weeks ago. But you're right, it doesn't really do Monaco any favours, and I feel I'm full of commentary curses today, Wes, because I said when the goal goes in for Zelo around the 6th minute mark, I said, oh, it could be the first of many more. Yep. Sure, he gets another. But then the comeback from Inter with that goal, the second for Inter and for Lautaro Martinez, sees Merriman score his second point and really drag Monaco into a state of flux at this point.
Yeah, and it was great. It's great from a mentality standpoint from Merriman. Went 2 goals down, dusted himself off, and said, "No, it's not going to happen again. I'm going to go and get some goals here," and did so. Did very, very well to get himself back into the game. Again, had a couple of opportunities, maybe towards the end of that game, to potentially have an opportunity, just couldn't quite get there. And now he's back on the sticks again. And this time he's got Uzmakabil sat opposite him.
Well, this is a completely type of game entirely. As you said, 3-time world champion Uzmakabil is your opponent now. He's also just had a fresh 90 minutes to see how you like to try and play. So Merriman confirms himself on double duty here. And what's interesting for both men is that the golden boot still up for grabs, as Uzmakabil entered today tied on 18 goals with Eterito at the top, but chiefly Eterito failing to score earlier blows the conversation wide open.
So this would be 0-0 then?
Maybe. If the commentary curse lives on.
But in terms of there's 2 schools of thought here. You can either be on the Uzmakabil side of things and say, well, I've had 90 virtual minutes to check you out and see what you're about. The other school of thought is that Merriman, he's coming directly off of playing, so has the hot hands, as it were. I don't know which camp I would rather be in, as we see our audience opinions of the legends of FC Inter.
Cambiasso, Zanetti, great shouts.
Christian Vieri.
Are we missing anyone there?
Oh, see, again, much like with FC Barcelona, there's so many you can call on. You know, the likes of Dejan Stankovic, the likes of Alvaro Recoba. There's so many different ones you can pull up and think about. There's so many to look at. And of course, the Adriano, who is written into eFootball folklore. There's so many to call on.
Quite disappointed no one said Adriano. Just had to double check that he was actually playing for Inter, because he was certainly one that eFootball fans should remember from days previous. But we must stay in the here and now. Uzmakabil has a chance to get his team halfway into the knockout stages. A reminder, they need 6 points to guarantee it. Not only that, it's also personal pride for, well, both of these men. Again, Merriman wants to give a good account of himself and make sure that players know that he is not one to just roll over and give away results. But for Uzmakabil, he would love to pip the likes of Roxa, Eterito, kills you at the top of that goal-scoring charts, and just remind everyone else that, sure, his team's position in the league table is not representative of himself. He is still the titan of this esport that we all know him as. Knowing Uzmakabil in the way that we do, he wouldn't want it any other way. He wants to be the king of every dimension he can possibly be in. No, he's starting strong here. Here's Ben Yedder. straight into the box in just the 3rd minute of the match. It is Uzmakabil against Merriman. Merriman taking the chair for the 2nd game in succession in the absence of El Matador here in our final match day. Of course, Uzmakabil's form so far this season, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. It's pretty good, but by his standards, of course, he will always be wanting more. He's given away a corner here in the opening 10. Swung in by Merriman. And it's bouncing around. And I think that took a touch off a Monaco man last.
It's another corner.
Much to the behest of Uzmakabil. Thinks about coming again! And Merriman! He opens the scoring! It's that man Martinez again in the opening 10 minutes. Merriman 1, Uzmakabil 0.
I am stunned into almost silence. Again, it's a near post flick on, but instead of it going back where you think the goalkeeper's going to go, instead it was an onrushing player, as you'll see here. Martinez just gets there ahead of Nubel, who's trying to recover because he's gone too far out. And that's Merriman's 15th of the season. Unbelievable start for FC Inter.
Oh, and it will be one that AC fans will be celebrating. But you never want to poke the bear that is Uzmakabil. Cao Enrique. Patient build-up here from Uzmakabil. Plenty of Inter fans at home willing on their club. In-game minutes gone. Here in game 2. It is Inter 1, AS Monaco 0.
It's quite an unbelievable start to things. As we said, the aura in the studio has just changed into just tension-ridden wherever you go. Not more so than what is on the stage currently.
He is now tied with 3rd place Roxa in this goal-scoring table. But watch out for Uzmakabil with Minamino. Shot straight at the Inter defence. Corner.
Now it's a case of what's Merriman's powers like in terms of repelling a Monaco attack. It's good, again, good build-up there by Uzmakabil. I believe that was Dumfries in the way, deflects it wide for a corner. And we know Uzmakabil's kind of MO at corners certainly got the ability to cause some trouble.
Pan at the front stick, Boadu! We've seen that plenty of times before. Usually so clinical, Boadu, for Uzmakabil. Minamino. Kamara has Boadu through the middle. Here he is again! And there is that equaliser. And importantly, it's a goal that sees Uzmakabil take the goal-scoring leader. He is 1st place, league-wide in goals now. on our final match day of the regular season. Could be a vital one.
Yeah, it was well worked. He saw the defensive line push up from Merriman. Instead waited for his opportunity, waited for pressure to come, and instead finds the inside ball. You'll see it here again. Finds that beautiful ball in. Got manual goalkeeping, wasn't sure of which way to go. And as a result, as Maccabeal said, thank you very much, and I'll take that as an equaliser.
(1-1). 19 goals. Has some defending to do though, following his 19th of the season. Now the outright goal-scoring leader after 7 match days, and still has game 2 to finish here. So many interesting races all over the league table, the goal-scoring charts as well. Of course, we still have Roxa to play later on. We know he's full of goals. He's on 15 at the moment, so within touching distance. Buadu, though, has had his strike come off a wicked deflection. Could have gone anywhere.
Goes for a corner again. Just a little bit dozy at the back there. Just managed to get the right side of Buadu and puts it wide. And one for the scorers at home is that if the result stays like this, Monaco going into the final game of today cannot mathematically secure themselves into the top 6. So look for Maccabeal to try and push this and try and get another goal into the bank.
It would leave the door open to AC Milan, currently in 7th in our league table. We will keep you updated as things change, but this has been the most fascinating match day so far. We're only in game 2 of match 2, whereas I don't think anyone really anticipated so many upsets in our first match, AS Roma versus Barcelona.
Now, when we said keep your eyes on it, we really meant it, because every goal means so much more than what it did on any other match day.
Minamino here for Maccabeal. Long ball looking for Benyedo. It might be a good one as well. Back to Golovin! That is sumptuous football. Absolutely phenomenal from Maccabeal. The first man to break 20 goals this season. And what a way to do it. The patience, the vision, it was all brilliant. And it puts him in the lead now.
Yeah, it's the awareness to not shoot. The awareness, sometimes we talk about, oh, just pull the trigger and just take the shot. Sometimes it's the most complex thing is to actually realise that there's a player over an even better spot. He could see the manual goalkeeper had already been enacted by Merriman. He knows if he cuts it across, it's a big opportunity for Golovin. And he puts it home with aplomb. And now Monaco have something to hold on to.
All of a sudden, they can now start to feel the tide turn in their favour here. Already 1 point in the bag after game 1. Golovin might trickle through to Benyedo, but as Maccabeal, very animated, was hoping for a better bounce there. Merriman now coming forward, has Martinez in possession, but Dzeko, he can't be found. Into the 3rd of 3 added on, and I think the referee has seen enough for this half, or has he? He's going to carry on play here. Martinez on that far side, looking for Dzeko. We'll come back to him with that header, but far too tame. The Monaco keeper gratefully hangs on to that one, and that will spell the end of our first half.
Merriman trying to do the exact same thing you'd seen as Maccabeal do, get the ball in and then clear it back across. Unfortunately, didn't get the pass that he wanted. As a result, Monaco will be happy to see themselves in with a 2-1 lead at the half.
But straight away we're underway in the second half of game two. That's a wonderful ball to Boadu and improvised defensive work from Merriman. Marapan again the target, knocked down to Minamino. Fofana double touch. Ben Yedder beats his man and goes for goal. Where's this one going? Golovin with the header. I think he was hoping for a volley there.
Certainly looked like he was looking for a volley.
In the end, a tame header. Look out for Inter here. It's towards Martinez, and there's a player arriving as well. Of course, one thing we haven't seen from Ismacabil thus far is that cross-field ball. I mean, we saw it for his second goal, but that was pivotal for him back on match day 6. It was a big reason he was able to come away with a victory on that match day. Haven't seen that adjustment too much here today. Boadu with a nice burst of pace, though, as Inter defenders all around him.
Le nombre de spectateurs pour ce match, 72 306.
Now Merriman can build. Marapan dispossesses, but oh, that's a mistake from Ismacabil. And Dzeko! It's an Inter equaliser! Ismacabil cannot believe what he's seen, but it's a mistake that ultimately invites Merriman back into the game.
Oh, we have to look at that one again. That was so quick for that to break down here. See, you can see here, but ball there, he just tried to pass it out. Instead, he had options. He could have used the ball. Instead, found an Inter player. You can see they're queuing up. Martinez finds it to Dzeko. Dzeko finds the strike, and Inter had themselves an equaliser.
Well, it's a goal that puts Merriman now third outright. You can see Ismacabil just hoping for a quicker release. Maybe wasn't aware of the Inter player closing him down. He is outraged at himself, or whatever it is he's mad at. He now has to start again. And such is our drama here on match day 7. I was just doing the calculations in my head.
It could get even worse. If you're an AS Monaco fan here, it could get even worse.
We've got Lautaro Martinez up against Diassi, and oh, it's a real mix-up at the back. Ismacabil seems flustered here. Barella, back heel. Oh, that was much needed intervention. Ismacabil just can't keep the ball here.
He just can't. He can't seemingly, mentality-wise, seems to have just lost his head a little bit here. He needs to try and keep his cool and get himself back into that mode that got him into the lead. We know he's an emotional player. We know he plays on the very limits of his own emotion, but sometimes you need to have a cooler head.
15 in-game minutes remain. And Ismacabil is screaming here on our stage as Merriman looks to try and capitalise.
He's incensed. I think partly because he knows how important this result would be if he can get it across the line. Instead, he knows he's in a big bit of danger here.
I think this one will trickle out, but we're into the final 10. And it is Monaco 2, Inter 2. And it is not the result that Monaco were hoping out of their 3-time world champion here. As things stand, still plenty of time in Uzmakabil's mind to snatch that winner.
Again, on the Inter side of the fence, it's a hell of a performance from Merriman at this moment in time. To keep his mentality, to keep his composure, knowing that he's under his own personal pressure more than so than any other pressure. He may be saving his best performance to last.
Here is Enrique. Finally, a bit of possession here for Uzmakabil. Bolo has... Well, someone's given away a foul there from Monaco.
I think judging from Uzmakabil's reaction, that's going back the way of FC Inter.
Couldn't tell if it was in Bolo or someone else, but either way... I mean, where do you place your chips here if you're Merriman? Looks like he's going for this. Not happy with the point. It does Inter no favours at this stage of the season, but could potentially play spoiler and give us an interesting final few matches of this match day. Maripan intervenes that time. Still game 3, of course, to come. Minamino trying to feed Diatta, but cannot get it through. Çalhanoğlu.
There's only a couple of minutes left here.
Desperately up the pitch from Uzmakabil, and now is a chance again for Merriman. Çalhanoğlu on the ball again. Lautaro Martinez! He's offside. Oh.
You heard the eruption when they thought it was in the VIP area. You heard the eruption. They thought it was in. They thought it was done.
How
Instead,
close
the offside
was that?
flag goes up. How close do you want to be?
He's given the ball away again, Uzmakabil. Still alive here for Merriman. And I think this will be the final throw of the dice. Forward, Minamino. What can he do here? He's inside the box. Gets his strike off! And it's saved! And it is Monaco 2, Inter 2 in game 2. And we bid farewell to Merriman this season, but what a way to go out.
What an ambassador for his club Merriman has been this season. If there's ever a player who has ingratiated himself into this competition in a new team, it is Merriman and FC Inter. Despite the lack of points, there has always been goals, there has always been drama, and there has always been a will to try and win the game. Credit to him, he just ran out of steam, and that opportunity at the very end of the game, how important could that be for Uzmakabil and AS Monaco? Has an opportunity to win it right at the death. Instead, it's a big save from Handanovic. So much to talk about, Harry.
Well, as I said, so much to talk about. Don't forget there was that offside goal in what was essentially the 90th minute that was offside by a fraction. And Uzmakabil might be coming out of that game feeling a bit unlucky, but for me, he should be feeling quite lucky, because that on any other day potentially is a goal for Inter. This was Uzmakabil's second goal. And at that point you're thinking, yeah, okay, it's all well and good getting a goal against Uzmakabil and taking the lead. But when he comes back to 2-1, it's the odds are so far against you with the caliber of player that Uzmakabil is.
It took one mistake. It took one mistake of not clearing the ball when you needed to. One extra touch, one extra animation, and it leaves you in big trouble. And now, as we said at the time when they were drawing, it now means that mathematically, Monaco cannot secure themselves with this final game, which means that regardless of score, regardless of scoreline, AC Milan will have a shot of staying alive in this competition. If my maths are correct, of course.
Yeah, as things stand, Monaco 22 points, AC Milan 16 points.
It would go down to head-to-heads and deciders potentially, but it does depend on this result. Cams knows that he has to walk away with a victory to give themselves the best possible opportunity. But of course, he is up against the young gun that we have seen has slowly worked his way into the competition, has slowly understood what it means to play within the eFootball Championship Pro in Arda Golasso.
It's just one of those games, an absolute eFootball Championship Pro classic we just saw between two of our veterans, Merriman and Uzmak Abil. Now we get to just take a step back, take a bit of a breath and have a look at our players on display here in Game 3 of Match 2. Cams, brought into AS Monaco this season for one thing and one thing only, that's to win games, help bolster the attack and bolster the line that is Uzmak Abil and of course later on Zilo. But Arda Golasso on the other side, he's been a bit of a shining star for FC Inter, has secured himself, 5 points so far in what has been an unfortunate and bit of a dismal season for Inter in truth. The young man, I mean, he's 15 years old at the start of this competition. Can't tell if he's had a birthday since then, back in February, but either way, the youngest player in our competition now has a chance to really put the cat amongst the pigeons for the rest of this match day with a win here against Cams. Question is, can he do it?
No, he carries himself incredibly well. You know, very well spoken, very well appreciated by a lot of the teams and players here, and certainly represents his club very well in terms of FC Inter, and will need a performance here. You know, just to kind of just put a little bit of a kind of an exclamation point right at the end of the season. Just say, hey, you know what? It's not been fantastic. It's not been what we wanted it to be. But there are signs of life there for that FC Inter side. Of course, on the opposite side of the fence, Cams, as we said, they know, and they being AS Monaco, they know they need a victory just to put extra pressure onto AC Milan. Of course, we're talking about the fact that they might not mathematically be safe. There is the small point of Arsenal are playing AC Milan, and it does put themselves against, it puts them up against a bit of a fence.
Well, it's always great to see where everyone's watching from. I saw one of our producers there, David Caro, saying he's watching from Spain.
Of course, he's right here.
He better be watching. He's here in the studio with us. But
we saw Indonesia, there's Turkey, there's so many countries that are tuning in and watching this. Of course, you know, in terms of hotbeds of esports, you know, mainland Europe and you know, in terms of Asia, there's a lot of high-level players across all of the regions that we see. And they will all have eyes on this game as much as we have here.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Looking forward to the eFootball Open later on in the year to see all of that worldwide talent on display. But for now, we're here at the highest level of club competition that eFootball has to offer. Cams against Arda Golasso. Cams just taking a moment to steady himself. This is such a pressure cooker for only one side of the stage. You have to think AS Monaco might start getting in their own heads a little bit here. Cams has to remain mentally strong because Arda, he's not even got Merriman behind him anymore. He's gone off. I saw him walk off the stage, gave me a little thumbs up, and I don't know if he'll be returning to the stage, but for now it's Arda all alone.
Sometimes that can be a blessing. Not necessarily saying that Merriman is a negative to have there, but sometimes it's a blessing. If you know that you're your own little island, you have your own thoughts and processes of how you go about playing eFootball, sometimes just being in your own head and just being in the moment can sometimes have a real benefit.
Well, the fate of AS Monaco and AC Milan's season really rests on how well the man in red on the stage is able to control his virtual team.
Chers spectateurs, nous
So
vous souhaitons la
much
bienvenue pour ce match.
relies on Cam's shoulders here.
Inter de Milan.
And if there's the man to come up in the clutch, Cam's is one of the very best to do so.
He is indeed.
But we're underway. Cam's for Monaco against Arda for Inter. 3 points for Monaco would put them in a much more comfortable position than they find themselves in now. Anything less than that, you'll be watching nervously and tentatively of that Arsenal versus AC Milan game to come. Enrique with the double touch, that far side. Cam starting strongly towards the byline, and Handanovic was able to gather that one. Good goalkeeping duty. Golovin. Kamara, nice ball through to Boadu, back on his right foot as well. That one will just skim the top of the netting, go out for a corner. It's been one-way traffic so far. Ben Yedder dispossessed, and Martinez back in his own box. Called into action, Brozovic. First real sighter for Inter by way of an attack here. There's Maccabeel's the man they're all chasing. Just looking at our player cams, this Maccabeel can barely watch. He's absolutely not the coolest customer up there at the moment.
I was going to say, he may not necessarily have any thumbs left by the time we get to the end of this game.
Of course, first aid is on hand here at the eFootball Championship Pro Studios. Long ball to Correa, and it's gone over everyone's head there. Better connection on the ball and maybe a half chance. But if you're just joining us, this is match 2. Our final game between these two clubs. Inter cannot make the knockout stages next month. Monaco are in one of the best positions to do so, to clinch that 6th and final knockout stage place in the table. The only other club that can contest them is AC Milan, who have yet to play today. Which makes this an incredibly nervous affair. Çalhanoğlu. Fofana held on to the ball quite well.
You can see this game. You can see it's full attention. You can see neither player wants to make a mistake here.
Oh, that's gone through to Correa here on the near side. Knocks it past Sarr. Calmly back to Brozovic. Çalhanoğlu linking up, and Martinez has a bit of space here to get his strike off, and it's trickled through. And Arda gives himself some hand slaps because no one up there on the stage with him, but he has taken the lead here, and this could be a massive twist in the tail for Monaco's season.
You can take a hand slap from me, sir. That was well worked, very well worked. Neat little back heel. Again, you can see the block, but the blocker's almost played into the favour of Lautaro Martinez. You'll see it even probably from an even better angle here. You'll notice here, it looks like it's going to the hands of the keeper, and instead it's the challenge to Disasi.
Oh.
It's ricocheted and gone through. One of the funnier moments you'll see in eFootball Championship Pro. A certain humility about that from Arda Galasso. certainly greeted with the humour and good grace, certainly in the VIP area as well. But again, for the seriousness side of things here, that gives Inter a lead and something to work with here.
Those nerves now. I said on one side of the stage, certainly not on the other. Arda in good spirits, but has defensive duty to do here as Golovintos drags it wide of the near post.
Big chance goes a-missing.
Oh my goodness. Dare I say, Monaco's season very much in the balance. If this result stays the same,
it means that AC Milan, if results stay the same, AC Milan would need 7 points against Arsenal. And that would overthrow them, but this game is not over. Here's Ben Yedder, brilliant footwork!
Oh, that's a beautiful drag back. And the finish to match as well. Back on level terms now. Cams responds, he rises to the occasion. And it's 1-1.
That is a goal of real quality from Cams. Again, brilliant drag back, you'll see there. Just gives himself that half a chance. Gets that, as we say before, shooting lane. Finds the control strike into the back of the net. It's a brilliant finish from Ben Yedder. You see there, great drag back. Certainly be one in the eye and potentially one for goal of the day. Certainly one of those contenders. Brilliant piece of skill.
Cams' 9th of the season has set us up very nicely. Five minutes to go till half time. Skriniar wins it back. Çalhanoğlu looking for Correa, who stayed on side. Brozovic with the long-range strike.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
Why not have a go from there? Into stoppage time now at this first half. Lovely ball. Kamara's release now. Question is, who can he find in the middle, or does he go alone? DeMarco dispossesses in the first half.
Good defence there from Arda there. Again, just not getting baited into creating himself a challenge.
Well, the first half has come and gone. Underway in the second half, and well, Arda's starting very strongly. Çalhanoğlu forces the save. Still alive here for Arda as well. Brozovic near side. The cross asks too much from Correa though. Arda resets here, back to Handanovic, and well, I'll keep saying it, it's a very nervy affair for AS Monaco fans and players alike. 58% of you are hoping for an Arda win here.
On an absolute knife edge this game. It really, it's just 2 or 3 passes that are in it. And if they can be executed properly and at the right time, they'll present the biggest of chances for either one of these two teams.
Good defensive work rate there from Arda, and he's been rewarded The potential counter here. Correa beats Sarr. Lukaku to find. He's found him as well. Is there a strike? There is, but the angle too acute there at the near post.
Yeah, manual goalkeepers moved near post. So as a result, just had the opportunity. And you see there, Arda knows he could have gone across goal. Corner inbound.
Stoney does flick it on.
Le nombre de spectateurs pour ce match,
Skriniar.
72 306.
To the feet of Martinez, Lukaku and him combining as well, and that is a fingertip save.
He's giving it a good go, is Arda at this point in time. Really good combination play there. Just a quick 1-2, allows the space. It's a fingertip save from Nubel. Playing without any pressure is Arda Galasso.
Nubel's come a long way here. Çalhanoğlu will recover the ball. Following the corner, he delivered. Martinez can't get it around the corner.
Great defending
again, though. Yeah, as you say, it's been like that all day for Arda. Brozovic nicks the ball back here as well. Correa. Back to Çalhanoğlu, back to him now. Which way's the ball going? It's going in the back of the net! Fabulous from Arda. And it could be a dagger in the heart of Monaco's season. 2-1.
Brilliant play from him. Realised that the pass wasn't onto Lukaku. We'll see it back here. You'll see when the ball comes to here. You can see the run that's looking for Lukaku. Instead plays it back, allows Çalhanoğlu to find that ball in. Brilliant double touch from Correa. Finds the opportunity into the corner of the net. It was greeted by a ripple of applause in the viewing gallery here. And no two guesses for who would probably be the main cheerleaders up there.
Well, let me tell you, supposed to be impartial, but I like that goal. That was a very nice goal.
Brilliantly well worked. As you said, it puts Monaco in that little bit of jeopardy again. Again, means that they would need, or AC Milan would need 7 points against Arsenal. Yes, that is a tall order, but as we saw from the opening game today, that went completely against the form book.
Just look at the body language. The AS Monaco side of the stage.
And like we said, sometimes being on your own can be a blessing.
Changement pour l'AS Monaco.
To have a little pep talk with himself there, Arda, just saying, come on, we can do this. Of course, they're almost despondent on the AS Monaco side of things.
Le numéro 27.
We are back underway after Arda's 9th golazo of the season. I think the worry here for Monaco fans and for Cams up there on the stage is that defensively Arda's been very good so far. It's had that one blip, of course, for the goal. And he's coming forward here again. Çalhanoğlu on the far side. Finds Lukaku, Maripan for company, and he wins out defensively. So as we always say, Wes, the more Cams has to chase this game, the more gaps will open at the back for Arda and for Inter. 15 in-game minutes remain. To Minamino, that's a splitting ball. Who can he find? Embolo is the target, and it will bounce back here for Ben Yedder. Oh, saved!
What a save from Handanovic. That was fortunate for AS Monaco to come back, and that's a fantastic save.
We'll see the fortune here. Bounces
ricocheted off the defender.
Man, and Handanovic.
Oh, even he knows. The puff of the cheeks are out. Even he knows what that was.
I think as Maccabi wanted to hide down the tunnel, you could see him on the player cam there. He can't bear to watch. And if you're Cams, that's not what you need.
Absolutely, you need your backing. You need your team to be around you. Say, look, come on, you can do this. I say, since that goal's gone in from Arda, it's almost despondence from AS Monaco.
Changement.
Still not out of it yet. There's still time on the clock. There's still going to be opportunities here.
And the first will come from a corner, will it? Maripan with the flick on. Lukaku knocks very gratefully into space, and look at Mkhitaryan here with a run from deep. Too much sauce on that ball though. Positioning from Ben Yedder and Minamino. As Skriniar's beating him as well, goes for goal. That will be a corner. After the attempt, it was blocked.
Would not want to be a player in this scenario. Really wouldn't want to be, because it's so delicate in terms of the realm of the league, let alone the result, the realm of the league.
Maripan and Bolo looking for Ben Yedder. This has been a good 10 in-game minutes for AS Monaco. And Bolo almost being the
had to be made
there.
Had to be made there by Bastoni, whether he knew too much.
His corner will follow the break. Flat one to Maripan. Minamino arriving, or could go anywhere. There are groans here in the studio. It is one-way traffic as Cams chases this equaliser to make AC's job a little bit harder. Enrique and Bolo back to Minamino. Where can he go now? Beats everyone. But Embolo cannot stick a foot out there. And it's an unforced error as well that will grant a throw into Arda.
Il y aura 4 minutes.
4 minutes added on. And what would be Arda's second win of the season if he can hang on. And it would be a 3 points that would be gratefully appreciated on the other side of Milan. Has to hold on though, Ben Yedder. Maripan. Back to Ben Yedder! It's a stoppage time equaliser. And you can maybe hear the emotion from Cams. Oh, they just couldn't hang on. Cams was knocking down the door, and finally it's opened for him.
Le numéro 10.
Monaco 2, Inter 2. Could be a very valuable point for Monaco.
That could be a season-defining goal from AS Monaco. Again, it's well worked. It's one slight mistake from Arda Galasso in terms of the manual goal. He just triggered it too early and went too far. And it's that man Ben Yedder again. And when you watch this celebration, you think that control is going to come through the screen at you. Arda, for all of his plaudits that he has gained, has come up with a point.
And that is the full-time whistle. Cams and Arda with yet another 2-2 draw. It's all the twos, Wes. Game 1, 2-2. Game 2, 2-2. Game 3 ends in the same way. Oh, what a great showing for his first season in the competition.
Yeah, as we said, both him and Merriman been fantastic for their club, despite not necessarily having the results go their way. They have been more value and entertainment, certainly, and have carried themselves with great respect and dignity as they have gone through this competition.
Well, absolutely. That is not quite enough for AS Monaco to secure themselves in the knockout stages. There is still a chance, albeit a slim one, that AC could come through and spoil the party. Arda Galazzo with his self-hand slaps. I felt bad for him in that position because obviously you're usually celebrating with your teammates up there on the stage, Semra, but I didn't have any up there with him. I wanted to go up there and hand slap him myself, but I'm not allowed to do that as a commentator. But it was, I mean, what a series of games.
Did you, by the way, see the number on the back of Arda Galazzo's shirt?
What number was it?
22. So there's clearly a theme with the twos today. I don't know what's going on with this one, but it is a bit of heartbreak, though, for them to bow out this way. They were so close to at least leaving with 3 more points on the board. It would have been Arda Galazzo once again, the only player for Inter Milan to have collected any wins at all for the Milan side this campaign. But at least, hey, they go out undefeated for today, so no losses on the board. That at least is something very positive. And Merriman as well, having played 2 of those games, scoring 4 times means that he has now entered the top 3 in the goal-scoring charts. He has 16 goals to his name now, just 2 behind his Mecabela as well as Etorito. So he'll at least be very delighted, proud perhaps with that as they make their exit stage left for today. But Monaco, as you rightly say, it leaves things really interesting now with AC Milan coming up next and not too many points separating the 2 sides. We'll have a look at the table in just a minute. I think it might be 7 points. So it is going to be a very tall order for AC Milan. They have their work cut out for them, but it is still possible. The pressure is on them now to win all 9 points. Because 7, it could be 7, but then we'll have to take a look at the head-to-head, the goal difference, and it could really be the finest of margins to determine who's going to be going through in the top 6 in the end.
It's a difficult one because, as you can see from the results, that now leaves, as you say, 6 points between Milan and Monaco for that final knockout spot. That potentially, as you said, if they get 7, it would have to be a 7-1 point swing, and 1 point I don't think would be good enough for Arsenal to win the entire regular season. So we would have to check the rule book, check the permutations and all the different things that could go on, the moving parts. But yeah, it could be a very interesting match 3 we have still to come.
Well, we'll give you a few minutes to work out those permutations because Kams is with Weza now. We can get their thoughts after that one. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Semra and Harry. He has not stopped moving, by the way, folks, since he's come into the breakout zone. Cams, congratulations. Yes, okay, 3 points, but it's 3 more points that you started the day with. Of course, we saw the animated celebration. How are you feeling after that game?
I'm feeling like at least we all grab points. I do think that we could have done better overall. That's some kind of a relief if I score for me at the end. But I wanted to do better. My teammates as well wanted to do better for Monaco. But now we have 7 points ahead of Milan, AC Milan. So they need 9 points. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Inter gave it a good go. I mean, you know, we questioned it a little bit in commentary as to whether they would just maybe phone in their performances and, we'll just have a bit of a game. No, they made that really tough for you guys. Of course, all of you walking away with points. Again, you know, as you said, looking towards AC Milan now, they are the next game up against Arsenal. How can you see that going?
Can you just repeat the question?
Yeah, so for the next game up is Arsenal versus AC Milan.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Do you think that they could walk away with 9 points, or do you think you guys have done enough?
To be honest, many things happened today, even on the previous match day. So anything can happen, everything can happen. They can grab 9 points and we are out. Maybe Arsenal will get many points. To be honest, this is a very hard battle. Every match are difficult. We saw it today between Monaco, us, and Inter. We thought that it would have been maybe because there were even two. We were like, okay, they are not qualified. They will be without pressure. But the thing is, they play without pressure, so it was maybe even better for them. So everything can happen. So we'll see. We'll see.
We just saw your controller celebration off to the side there. Again, of course, looking now, you'll be able to go and get yourself a little bit of a comfy chair. Go and get yourself chilled out. It's certainly been an emotional day, as we saw from that celebration. And again, looking for you guys, hopefully for you guys, we'll see you in the top 6, of course. AC Milan will certainly have something to say about that. Guys, it's back to you guys on the desk.
Thank you very much. Just enjoy